You know, what we need right now is affordable housing. And it's so important because the salaries here in Vegas are not that great. I don't know how many of you work outside of real estate, but a lot of people make $10, $12, $13 an hour.
Right? I mean, we're not going to be able to just come and bring housing to a charity drive,
No.
right?
It is very impressive. We have an 80% success rate that we're able, yes. And I'm very proud of that.
The best thing I ever did in my life was build a community of people that attracted go-givers that want to do this kind of stuff. I mean, we attract a group of people that want and desire to make their money matter. We're not just trying to make money, we're trying to make money matter. Hey guys, I have a very cool video that I want to show you today. It's actually an interview with a charity called Family Promise. Now, why am I doing a video about Family Promise? Well, Family Promise is a charity that helps people that are struggling, right? People that are mothers, have a couple kids, having a hard time affording rent. So this is important for real estate investors, but more important for our community. A couple of things. We are doing a massive charity drive on November 22nd. This video is going to be posted today. What day is it? Wednesday? A week before the charity event. I want you guys to click the link down below, come out, all 50 states, literally. I'm flying from Phoenix to California to do the charity inside the Los Angeles chapter, but about 150 of our leaders in SubTo, Gator, and top tier TC community are running all the way over here. Justin Tumanowski and everybody all the way over here is running charities across the country at the exact same time for Family Promise. It's epic. It's super cool. We're doing all of this on November 22nd. We want you guys to come out, meet our community, and see how we're making a change with Family Promise. Now, what I want to talk about, something that will help you out for the people that are trying to learn real estate. Family Promise, in this interview that you're going to hear with the Nevada chapter, the lady that I met, sorry, I got to go back to here. I was up in Vegas hanging out with my SubTo community, Gator community, top tier TCs, and we were doing a 5-mile hike. And the lady that you're going to hear the interview with, this was in Nevada right before we went on a hike. Family Promise is very epic because for a long time I've been talking about Padsplit. Okay, and I love Padsplit, so this doesn't change anything with Padsplit, but this does change some of the houses that don't work for a Padsplit model, and the exit strategy for Padsplit are now going to be able to be worked for Family Promise model. Family Promise is a charity that helps families get back on their feet, and here's the issue with Padsplit. Padsplit only allows one person per room. Okay, they say one heartbeat per room. And it's a co-living model, right? So they're doing co-living or whatever you want to call it. I've done a lot of training on Padsplit, so if you guys don't know what Padsplit is and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so curious about this, go and watch the videos on our YouTube channel about Padsplit. However, there's houses that just don't work for Padsplit because they're not large enough. Or there's people at Family Promise that it's like a single mother with 2 kids and she can't afford anything over $900 a month in rent. Well, guess what? I can't have that tenant that Family Promise will help me find. I can't have that tenant live in a Padsplit because Padsplit only allows one person per bedroom. So in this interview that you're about to watch, Family Promise talks about how they can help us get some of these families into our properties, and they will rent by the room. You can take a 4-bed, 2-bath house, and instead of going and renting this thing for, let's say, $2,000, if you have if you have Family Promise fill it up with 4 different families, which is what she says in this interview, you can now do this for about $3,600 in rent. So not only are you helping people find affordable housing in a real house with a backyard and an actual yard and a garage and all these things, but you're making more money than you would have if you just rented it out to one single family. I think this is the wave of the future. I think what's going to happen is Padsplit and Family Promise are going to solve affordability. And what's great is as a real estate investor, we can really focus on Family Promise, the charity that we're working with on November 22nd, to not only help these families, but also help our own families by making additional cash flow. So this interview is very good. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. More importantly, please come out and join SubTo Gives Back on November 22nd. We'll put a link down there below so you guys can come out and hang out. If you're in LA, Jamil, myself, Eric, we will all be out in LA hanging out, doing the charity in person. why Pace, or would you not be doing it in Phoenix where you live? Well, the leaders of SubTo are going to be running the chapter here. My wife will be going out on November 22nd to that chapter while I'm in Los Angeles, and then literally everywhere across the country. I got a voice memo from our leaders in Cheyenne, Wyoming saying they're running their Family Promise charity and they're super excited. They have a lot of people coming out. So all over the country, this is happening. Enjoy the interview and tell me what you learned down below. Thank you guys so much. Bridget actually runs the Family Promise organization here in Las Vegas, the chapter here. And so I just thought we could take a couple of minutes and and have you tell us what Family Promise is and why it's such a cool charity.
All right. Well, I first want to say thank you all for coming out and supporting us, especially Mr. Thomas here and Miss Katie.
Thank you, Thomas and Katie.
Let's go!
I thought we were having a 30-minute meeting and it ended up being 2 hours because I can talk all day long.
I love it.
Okay, so Family Promise, for me, I've been there 3 years. We are a nonprofit, 501c3. What we do is house families with minor-aged children that are either homeless or on the verge of homelessness. When you say homeless, a lot of people think shopping cart, people laying on the side of the road, whatever. That's not what it is. It is families like you and I that are one paycheck away from becoming homeless, okay? Somebody loses their job. If it's a one-parent family, that's it. What do? If they don't find something right away, they can't pay their rent. Now they've been evicted. So now they have an eviction on their record and no job, and they're living in their car. That's where we come in. We house first. We put them in motel shelters right now. We utilize Neater's properties and Siegel Suites and Emerald Suites and Budget Suites, whoever will take our money. And we pay anywhere from like $1,300 is the lowest to $2,000 a month for these families to be sheltered. When we put them in shelter, then we work with them. We have a childcare grant that we utilize to get them childcare immediately. The first few days, they get their kids in childcare. Urban League, they fill out the application that's subsidized childcare. They get that taken care of. We give them food. We give them anything that we can, to help them become self-sustaining. They save their money. They can stay with us anywhere from 30 to 90 days. They save their income. As soon as they get back to work, they save their money. And then they have that money to put down on a deposit. And we will pay their first month's rent because we also have additional funding for that.
Wow, that's amazing.
So if you can't make it work in 4 months, maybe 5 months max, then we do extensive case management, and I am one of the case managers. And I will sit there and I will tell you the hardcore facts. You have to work, you have to get a job, you have to save your money, and you have to provide for these kids. Because if you don't, guess who comes in? Child Protective Services comes in. If they find them sleeping in their car, they will take their children, okay? And that's the last thing they want. So they're very compliant. We don't have a lot of issues with our families. I won't lie. We have had to replace a door. We have had to replace a window. But for the most part, our families are very compliant. They just want to get back on their feet.
What would you say is the number one thing that you need from a community like ours? We're a real estate community.
Well, now you guys, real estate, come on now. Of course we would want housing. What we need right now is affordable housing. Woo! And it's so important because the salaries here in Vegas are not that great. I don't know how many of you work outside of real estate, but a lot of people make $10, $12, $13 an hour. And if you're a single parent, that is just not going to happen. It's not working. Where can you find an apartment for rent for $700, $800? Because you have to make 2 to 3 times the rent in order to qualify to even get in. And don't mention the eviction that you have, because now you're going to pay a $3,000 deposit. So, and I get it from both sides. I understand from an investor, from a landlord standpoint, that we don't want to get, screwed over again. COVID did a lot of damage. You guys lost money, families lost homes, they got to stay there for free. There's a lot that goes into this, but at the end of the day, right now, families are struggling, and it's so important that we all come together and understand that. Because they didn't pay their rent, there's a logical reason for it. A lot of times it's they lost their job, or they maybe had a family emergency. I have one mom, she lost her daughter, she was 5 months old. She's got 4 other kids, but she's working at Walmart and she's doing great. But of course, where am I going to find her a house or an apartment for $700? Because that's all she will qualify for.
Are you allowed to put these people in like a co-living house where maybe it's a 3-bed, 2-bath house that you take the living room, turn it into 2 bedrooms, and it now turns into a 5-bed house? Or do they need to be in their own?
It's not up to us.
Okay.
It is up to them.
Okay, cool.
So that would be the next step after their sheltering process.
Okay.
Maybe they want to get into that shared, we call it shared housing, you call it commingle, but it's the same principle behind it. Like 2 different moms or dads or families or whatever that have their children, they each have a bedroom, they share the kitchen and bathroom. We do.
So you're seeing that happen a lot?
That. We are going towards that because.
Okay, guys, what exit strategy is that for everybody here?
Padsplit.
So that's something a lot of people in our community are now doing, is that we recognize that affordable housing is the #1 need in the country. And so it's our responsibility to find houses and make them affordable for people. This is the IRS actually gives us tax benefits to make sure that we do affordable housing. And a lot of times people in other real estate communities, all they're about is how can I do these luxury things and these luxury Airbnbs and da-da-da-da-da. We're really trying to make affordable housing possible for these families as well, which is a great tie-in with you guys.
What a great partnership with all of you guys.
So let's say that I'm J. Colby Willer right here. This guy right here, he's a legend in Vegas. Just so you know.
Nice to meet you.
And he doesn't go by anything except for J. Colby Wheeler. So let's say that he gets a house here in Vegas, and it's a 4-bed, 3-bath house. Can he come to you and say, "Hey, I've got this house. I'd love to help,"
that.
and you guys would help fill it?
Yeah, I would love that.
Let's
I
go.
have a mom that, I can put in there, she can occupy the 1 bedroom. I have another dad over here that's a single dad, and they can occupy that house. They pay their rent, to
And
you.
you guys help pay the rent for a couple months?
We will do, through our sheltering program, we can do up to 90 days. After they leave the program and they're exited, they're on their, they're self-sustaining now.
Now they just need to find a place that they can afford for like $700 to $900 a month.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay,
Exactly.
cool. So this is a perfect tie-in.
I want to also tell you, we are building our own facility, but it's not going to house that many. It's only 10 transitional units, okay?
What can an average family afford that you're seeing? Is it $700 to $900 a month, something like that?
Yeah, they need to be under $1,000.
Under $1,000.
Yeah.
The only strategy I could even see in the way that the real estate game is changing is co-living or shared housing. You're calling it shared housing.
Now we have some properties that we see that are $1,000 or whatever, and what we would love to see, anybody listening, if you have a 10 unit apartment complex, we would love to work with you to get our families in there. They'll come up with their deposit and they're going to give you money. And then they will, if you can charge them, that $1,000 threshold, and they can do that for 18 months, we'll continue to provide case management services. We will continue to check on them. We will make sure that they're not punching holes in your walls. And if they do, then ultimately we would be responsible. You put them in there.
Interesting.
We can work together to figure this all out. Obviously, it's not up to me solely. I have a board that we answer to.
You kind of seem like a boss, though.
I try. I run that man over there.
#1 boss.
So, I said, "Get up, honey, we're going." He's all right.
Oh, yeah, I love
So, we can figure this out as a community. We need to work together.
What about jobs? Are you helping them get jobs because maybe they're going through a hard time where they don't know where to go, they don't have a lot of time? You guys also give them that resource?
We've partnered up with Amazon. We also Amazon does employ a lot of our families. They pay them about $18, $20 an hour.
Wow, that's great.
That's wonderful. We also work with Staff Zone and a couple other temp workers type of thing. Extreme Manufacturing has been hiring a lot of our families to do for the guys that want to work on these big scissor lifts and big monster equipment things on the construction sites. We're always looking for those partnerships to try to help get these families back to work and make a livable wage. I do have contacts within the unions that we can refer them to for the apprenticeship programs. So we do work that angle as well. Ultimately, it's up to the family. I can't tell you where you're going to put your kids in childcare, and I can't tell you where you're going to work. But I'm going to give you the resources that you need to be able to take that step forward and get that new job.
Let's go.
Or and that's what it's all about. Yeah. If you don't know, how do you get there?
Right.
So that's why I'm here today. I didn't know what this was all about until Katie and Thomas came and talked to me. And I thought, what a great opportunity. Anytime I can get in front of a nice group of people that want to help,
Even though we
I'm
dragged
there.
you out to the desert?
At 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, I will do it. Anything to help our families, you know.
Okay, I have a couple questions. So November 22nd, right? I mean, we're not going to be able to just come and bring housing to a charity drive, right?
No, we're starting
So,
off with a coat and shoe drive.
a coat and shoe drive.
Coat
The
and
people
shoe
that
drive.
can't afford, don't have
Thomas,
houses.
come up here, brother.
Katie too, yeah, come on.
Right, we have something for everybody.
So the people that don't, obviously, we can't bring houses automatically, but the biggest thing they're looking for right now for these children, and they're going from, literally toddlers all the way up until 18 years old. They are looking for shoes and jackets. So my office, which is actually at the Berkeley Group office, we're gonna have that as one of the drop-offs any day during the week. Anyone that wants to stop by there, they just Google Berkeley Group office. You can drop it off there, or you can
And
drop
I'm
it off
based
at
in
Kaylee,
Summerlin,
Katie's
so
house.
anybody can, from
So
this
opposite
area
sides of
can.
town, they're over in Summerlin. We're right off the 15 in
We just
Decatur.
Venmo you a bunch of money now.
You can send money. We can definitely send money in.
buy some
We
new
need to set
shoes.
something up for that specifically. If you want to send it directly to them, if you go directly to the Family Promise of Las Vegas, they do have a donation center specifically, but it won't go through Pace unless you guys want to set up a Venmo specifically for you guys. So
No,
like,
we'll take care of it.
We
so just
have
it go
some
straight through there.
materials here. So what we also look for volunteers. It's not all about money. Okay, that's the first thing everybody needs to understand. It's not about the money. I hate when everybody comes at you constantly looking for money from a nonprofit. Okay, we also have volunteer opportunities. If you like to answer the phone, I would love to have you in our office on Monday through Thursday from 8 to 12. Commit to me, give me 2 days a week, something. Answer the phones. That's the biggest thing. People don't answer their phones anymore. It's always a press 1 for this, and I get tired and I just hang up. Forget it. I don't want, never mind. Phones. We always have our food pantry that we have things that you can donate to. You want to come and organize? If you're that organizer person, you can come and do filing for us. You can put together client files. We have a Christmas party on December 16th from, what did I say it was? 10 to 1? 10 to 1. And that is going to be where all of our families from the last year and a half are invited to come. We are doing what we call a Santa's workshop in one of our rooms. And the parents have the chance to come and shop for their child for all the toys that are donated.
That's cool.
So they have the dignity of shopping for their own child. I'm not going to put this Barbie in here when your child isn't going to play with the Barbie. You know your children, and we get thousands and thousands of toys. You can always donate toys. You can come and be an elf that day and help the parents shop for their child. If you want to do a table where you get to you get to donate cookies and frosting and sprinkles, and you sit with these kids and talk to them, and you interact with them and find out what they're all about, what they're interested in. You can adopt a family through our Just Neighbors program. If you want to work with one family on a continuous basis for 30 to 90 days, you can help them with groceries. You can help them by just being a neighbor and listening. Because I don't always have the time to listen to their whole story, but sometimes they just want to share it and get it off their chest and see if they can pick your brain, as a mentor type of a thing, how you can get yourself out of this. Give me an idea. It really makes me feel like a horrible parent that I can't provide for my own kids.
Do you guys do instrument rentals?
Instrument rental.
Musical instrument rentals. Yeah.
Music.
No, but
Okay, let's
it's
do that.
something
Let's
we
do
can
that.
look
Let's
at.
do that.
Yes.
It's cheap.
Okay. And I have my information here. Katie's got some flyers. I also, if you want to do the money thing, there's a donor card for the capital campaign for the building we're building. If you want to volunteer for Christmas, or you want to just come in the house just on a regular basis, if you just want to come one day and check it out, we can do that. So you can see what it is you're looking at and what you're giving your time and your efforts to.
Are you doing anything for F1 next week?
No, but you got tickets for me?
Explain the
You know
success
this
rate.
guy. This pretty famous.
Bridget, do you guys have a success rate?
Oh my goodness, this is the best
It is
part.
very impressive. We have an 80% success
Wow.
rate that we're able, yes. And I'm very proud of that because our case managers work diligently with these families to make sure they succeed, Not everybody makes it, you know, and that's their choice, not because we failed. And I will never take ownership of that, because we've given them every tool, every opportunity, and every resource that we possibly can. We guide them, but you know, like they say, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
And you can dug its head underwater.
Right? I tried that. I tried that too. You know, wake up! Do you hear me? You know? Yes. You know, sometimes they need tough love, yes, and I can do that. And then sometimes, you know, you can sense in them that they're just very broken and they just need a little help. So we can distinguish between the two. And we do use a nationwide data system. It's the Homeless Management Information System. So all of the agencies here in Nevada, we share the same database. So we know if somebody has come to us because they've been to 7 other agencies and received the same assistance, they're not coming here. You've been given the chance. There's too many people that need help to keep repeating the same process over and over. You're not learning. So we do have government funding. We have a $2 million grant for motel shelter. That's what pays all these rooms. We have a childcare grant. We have a salaries grant. We have operating covered. I mean, we're doing very well for such a small agency.
An impressive operation.
Yeah,
super impressive.
It's amazing, and I welcome you to come visit.
Has anybody ever had a struggling parent when you guys were growing up? So this probably hits home with a lot of people, I'm sure, right? And maybe there's somebody even in here that feels the same exact way as some of these families are currently feeling right now.
Right.
I didn't know this existed. Right. And so thank you for getting the word out. We'll put this on our, you know, all of our community channels and make sure probably 100,000 people will see this. But more importantly, everybody in our community, the people that are they'll show up to hikes like this, will do amazing things. The Thomases, the Katies, the Chinos, and other people in here, all over the country, all 50 states. We're going to do this all on November 22nd. So you guys need coats and shoes. Other chapters need other things. And so we have a big sign-up link, and we'll put that link down below. Everybody's getting together on that day. Are you guys doing a drive where everybody's coming in at the same time?
So we're going to definitely set up on the 22nd so we can do the drop-off over there specifically. And we still have a few spots to fill, so if you are interested in being one of the leaders on this, definitely reach out to me or Katie. Talk to me on this hike afterwards. I'll be here for a while afterwards anyways. I'm sure Katie's going to hang out. We can definitely organize to see what spots we can fill. To make
Anybody
sure
have News 8, Channel 3, Channel 5 connection? We can call them out to do the drop-off?
Sure.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Let's coordinate that, and we'll make sure that they're involved so that we can get your name out there as well as our name out
We
there.
just want to inspire people to
partnership.
do the same thing. That's all we want to do. People, I've heard people say, like, I give in private. I'm like, why would you give in private? You should be inspiring other people to do the same thing. I don't want to give in private.
Right.
I want other people to know that this and give them permission to do the same thing. And I didn't know you guys existed until 2 weeks ago.
I didn't know we existed until 3 years ago, okay? I've been in this industry for 20 years. I've been doing this at different agencies, and I honestly think that this one is my retirement, because I'm going to retire from here. I'm going to help these families until I can't help them anymore.
Amazing.
And it's just amazing. So
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bridget.
Yes, thank you guys.
Hey, look, it was Kim Walls. The best thing I ever did in my life was build a community of people that attracted go-givers that want to do this kind of stuff. I mean, we attract a group of people that want and desire to make their money matter. We're not just trying to make money, we're trying to make money matter. And having you hold hands with our community and walk in this purpose means a lot to us. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, so we got to go on a hike.
You guys go get 'em!